Good morning, team. Welcome to Core Java session. So today's topic is for loop and advanced for loop. Yesterday we have seen while and do while loop. Okay, and some programs for those while and do while loop. Today's we are going to see about for loop and advanced for loop. Okay, hope my screen is visible now. So basically, for loop is very popular. Everyone is using for loop. Okay, so for loop, when we are using for loop, it is used when we are aware of the iteration. For example, just imagine, guys. Try to imagine. This is your database. This is your database. Okay. This is your database. Any database. Database contain data in what form? Database, data contain in tabular form. In SQLDB. I'm talking about SQLDB. This is your just imagine there are multiple rows. Okay. And this will be your, let's say, information. Your employee ID, name, address. Okay. This is the information of everyone. Okay. Now what happen is this is the information. One row means one object for Java. One row here. If you employee ID is 101, 101, and name is let's say Amit. Amit belongs to Pune, right? This is the information, right? This is the information, right? One row is one object. Okay. Think, think there are one more row. There is one more row. There is one more row. So this is kind of array or collections come into picture. We are not bothering about what is collection and what is more than one object, how to deal with that. That is not our problem. What is our problem at this moment is when to use for loop. Okay. In this database, let's say you understand this database is having 100 record. Always this is having 100 record. So you are aware of the record now. This is always 100 time it is going to run. Hope you are good. In a file, in a file system also there are 100 rows and you have to read those 100 lines. You are aware of the iteration. Na? So when you are using this for loop, it is best when you are aware of the iteration. Iteration means what? When you are fetching, when you are fetching this record, first record, okay, this is first record you fetch. Then loop will come to second record. Then you will, this is second iteration. Then you will fetch third record. This is your iteration. Iteration means you are taking iteration one by one, one by one. Okay, now what is the syntax for loop? This is the for loop. Simple for loop. This is a simple for loop. Okay. What is here? Initialization. Then the next is conditional. Condition expression. Condition, you can say directly condition. Now what is next? Either it can be increment or decrement. Either it can be increment or decrement. So this is the basic syntax for your. This is basic syntax for your for loop. Hope you are good. Okay, initialization section. Now we need to understand this syntax. What is this syntax? We need to understand this syntax. Okay, what is this initialization? What is this initialization? What we need to understand about this initialization? Then we will see about condition. Then we will see about condition. Okay, then we will see increment or decrement. First is what we want to understand. We want to understand initialization section. Okay, always remember this section will be executed only one time. It will be executed, executed only one time. Only one time it is executed. Okay. Okay. So any loop, any loop initialization is required now from where it will start. It is a starting point, right? And we can declare multiple variable also. How we can declare? We will see one example also. What is our example? This is simple, our example. Let's say this is the syntax. This is a for loop. Okay, this is the for loop. What is our initialization? Let's say it should start from int I equal to 0. It should start from somewhere. Mean this is the starting point. Means when the value of I is 0, just start that. Hope you are getting. Okay. Now, any expression is also required, na? Any expression is also required. So we need to understand. I am not writing anything here. Just I am trying to explain you. Right? Let me write that also. No problem. So I can write here any I is less than 2 or I is less than 3, I is less than 5. This is the condition, na? This is the condition. Or we can use I plus plus also or increment or decrement also. It can be anything, right? For now, I plus plus. So what is the meaning of this syntax? What is the meaning of this syntax? The meaning of this syntax is here your logic will be there. Here your logic will be there. Your logic is here. Whatever you want to do with this loop, that is your logic. Now what will happen from here? Means when the I of I will become when the value of I is 0, it will start. It will look for the value. It will look for the value that I value should be less than 5. And and every time, what happened? No problem. And every time, what will happen? We need to understand. We can debug also. You yesterday we debug, right? So we need to understand what is the first part. So very first time this will be run, right? This will be executed. Very first time this part will be executed, right? This is your number one. First time this will be executed. Okay. First time it will be executed. Now what will happen? After that, second time, what will happen? Second time, this will be executed. This condition check will happen. And whatever logic you are writing here, na, whatever logic you are writing here, that logic will execute. That logic will execute. This is your this is your logic. Okay. Third time, what will happen? Then third time logic will be executed. Now what will happen? Now after this third time, the next turn is increment or decrement. Okay. Now focus, guys. Now focus. Now focus. Now what will happen? Every time this is going to run only. This part is going to run. This cycle is going to repeat. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4 like this. Only int I equal to 0 is going to run only one time. Hope you are understanding. And how many times this 2, 3, 4 will repeat? Till till this condition is satisfied. Till this condition is satisfied. Till this condition is satisfied, till that point this loop will execute. Means first I equal to 0. 0 is less than 5. Okay, now step number 3. After that, step number 4. Now, what will happen? In step number 4, 0 will become 1. Okay, now step number 2. Is 1 less than 5? Yes. 1 is less than 5. 1 is, what will happen initially? I equal to 0. I equal to 0. Yes, 0 is less than 5. Fine. Now this logic will execute. Now from 3 to 4. Now 0, what is value of I initially? 0. So I plus plus means 0 will become 1. What will happen? Again, it will go to step number 2. Now, what is the value of I? 1. 1 is less than 5? Yes. Then what will happen? Step number 3 execute. Then what will happen? It will go to step number 4. What is the value of I? 1. So 1 will become what? 2. Now 2 is done. Now step number 2. 2 will become what? 2 is less than 5? True. Now step number 3. Now after executing this, now step number 4. Now 2 will become I plus plus mean 3. Increment. So 3 is less than 4. 3 is less than 5. Yes. Now this step will be executed. So this is the common behavior of a for loop. Hope you are getting. Now let's start a program. For loop example. This is the main method. We can check, finish it. I am allowing you to unmute, guys. Can you please unmute? Abhishek, Aftab, Vinay, Sandeep, Arshin, Sumit, Parth, Vaishnavi, Vishnudar, Dharmendra,
Yes.
Rahul, Samir, Sudarshan, Mansi, Gaurav,
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Aman, Roshni, Jyoti.
Yes, sir.
You all are there, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sure. Yeah. So now what happen is this is our body of main program, right? Now I can write one program, right? The basic program for loop. Control space if I will give, it will give the suggestion. Okay. Always it will give suggestion, but I don't want to disturb my Eclipse. It is older one. Okay, int I equal to 0. Then I is less than 5. Then semicolon I plus plus. This is simple thing, right? Now what will happen? Here will be my logic. What is my logic? My code is system, simple system dot out dot println, 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 right? Println. The for loop, for loop is the for loop is running, and the value of I is what is the value of I? I can print here like this, right? Now, how to format? Control is select all, Control Shift F. Now save it. Now run the program. Proceed. Output is coming now. The value of I is increasing. Till what point? Now we will debug. Now we will debug. Now focus on debugging. Now I can give debug here, right? I can give debug here. Every line I can give debug. Wherever the code is there, we can keep the debugger. Okay. Line number 5, there is no code, no debugger point. Can I run as debug as Java profile, Java application? Yeah. Now I am running this program. What is our starting point? Main method. Program always come to main method. Okay. Now, so main method ran, it enter main method. So very first line after main method is line number 6. So what is the variable I am taking? Now try to focus. Step number 1. Select the variable and do Control Shift I. Control Shift I. It is not taking any variable because it did not cross this part. It did not cross this line. So this 0 is not assigned to this. This is our initialization. When I will do this, then after it will check for I less than 5. I am mouse over on I. Nothing is there. Nothing is coming, right? It is not showing I equal to 0. But when I will do F6, this is the option. Either you can use this F5, F6, or from your laptop also. So click here F6. Now, when I will mouse over on I, now what is the value? What is the value of I? I become 0. So it means this is done. This is very first time initialization happen. Okay. It won't be done again. Now, what is the value of I? Second check. Condition. This is we need to check na. Less than, greater than. What does this mean? It is true or false? It is true or false na. Now what will do? I will do select this statement. I have selected this statement, and what I did, Control Shift I, guys, Control Shift I, Control Shift I to check the result. See, I less than 5 equal to true, because 0 less than 5 equal to true. This is common sense, but this is very important, because tomorrow 1,000 line of program is there. This debugging is only tool which is going to help you. Even 4 year, 5 year people don't know how to debug. They just, I don't know how they survive, but this is very much important tool. People are not teaching this debugging tool throughout the core Java journey. Okay, I don't know why. See, I is less than 5 and which is equal to true. Now, this is done, na? This is done. What is the still I value? Now, I am mouse over here. It means 0 means after this step is done. Now this step will run na, then output will print. I am doing F6, and once this step is done, it will increment. It will increment. Means after our logic, it will go to increment or decrement. What we have writing I plus plus means increment, guys. Increment. Now F6. What happened? What happened? First time is printed na, done. Earlier I value was 0. I value was 0. It is not going to run now. Now, because of this I plus plus, the value of I become, sorry. Now it is its turn, I plus plus turn. When I will do F6, I plus plus will be executed. See. Now I will mouse over I. What is the value of I become? What is the value of I become? I become 1. I equal to 1. Can we check what is the value I is less than 5? Control Shift. Select that statement. Control Shift I. True, true, true. So it means it will go to the next statement. It will go to the next statement. F6. I is printed. It is printed. Now it is come here. It is come here. When I will do F6, then now what is the value of I? Still 1. After F6, means it will go in next step. What it will become? I will become 2. Let's check. I become 2. I will become 2. See, I become 2 na. Now we will check. Condition. Control Shift I. Control Shift I. True, right? True, right? Hope you are getting, guys. Okay, now. This statement will print, right? Where is my cursor? Now see this. I will print this. Can I change the value? Now, guys, now it is 4, na? Now it is 4. Oh my. Control Shift I. I think this loop is done. Let me run again in a faster way. Debug as Java application. Proceed. F6, 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 printing, 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 printing. 3 is printed, right? What is the value of I? 3. Can I do one more time? 4. Still, what is the value of I? 4. Now observe guys. Now observe guys. Okay. When I will do F6, I will become 4 to 5. In that case, 5 is less than 5 will become false. So it won't execute the next iteration, next lot. It won't enter. Okay. Now see what is the value of I become? It is going out, right? It is going out because this loop is done. This condition become false, though this block, this block is done. This block is done. So cursor is where? Line number 11. Line number 11, curly brace belong to what? Main method. Right? Done. This is the output terminated. Simple, na? So in this case, this is the output. Hope you are good. Now, what is the condition here? What is the statement I can use? Can I use int I equal to 0? Int I equal to 0? Yes. Can I use j equal to 0 also? That is also fine. I am not using j anywhere, but I can write like this also, right? That is valid. That is valid case. That is valid case because in this case, I is also 0. See guys, I don't know you remember or not. I int I equal to 0. I can right click. Let's say x. Let me take x. X equal to 0. I can take like this also. Int y equal to 0. I can take like this also. This is also possible case, and I can take in this way also. Int a comma a equal to 0 comma b equal to 0. These are the way na we can write, no problem. Means both a and b are of type int, right? So this is way we can write here. Hope you are getting right what I'm trying to say. But what happened is can we write like this? Int I equal to 0 boolean something, right? Let me take int c equal to 0, c equals to 0, and char d equal to something like this. It is not possible, na? It is not possible, right? So similarly, we can let me delete this. Int a equal to this way is possible at initialization of same type, but we cannot take any different type. For example, I am taking some long, right? This is not possible. It should be of same type. Okay. Now, this is one thing. Similarly, comma separated two variable we cannot declare like this also. This is one more factor. Okay. Now, one more example I will take. Save this. New class for loop example 2. Example 2 finish. See, when I type FO, it is giving now for over collection. It is giving for or index for using a temporary variable for each. For each is advanced loop. Okay. It is giving right for right. This is the length. Now try to understand what else we can write here. I can write sysout statement also here, right? Let me write this system dot out dot println. You know cycle, right? You know cycle, right? You can sit on the cycle. Also, you can drive. You can stand on pedal. Still, you can drive the cycle. You can sit on handle also, right? You can sit on handle also, and then still you can also ride. Circus also you can do, right? But what is the best thing? What is the best practice? You should sit on the seat, and then you should pedal and hold the handle and balance the cycle. That is the best practice, right? Even though you can sit reverse also, right? All the cases are possible, but You should know. Okay, let me give initialization section. Okay, initialization section. Okay, now some condition. Now I can give some condition. I can give some value, right? Int. Instead of this, I can give some number 3. But I is not initialized, so I need to initialize int I equal to 0. I equal to 0. Now number start is initialized, and here also I can write sysout statement. Okay. Yeah. In this increment decrement also we can write, but what is this section? Increment decrement. Increment decrement section. Okay. This is also one way, na? So how many times this section will run, guys? One time. And how many section this will run, right? Till this condition is true. Right? Let me print sysout statement also here. This is body section, na? This is body section. Body section. Okay, now try to observe. Run as Java application. Proceed. Right? Now see. Very first time. Increment section. Then body section. What happened is I is less than 3. Equal to 0. I is less than 3. Yeah. It is in infinite loop. Why? Because we are not incrementing it. Means always the value of I is become 0 only, na? Always 0 is 3. That is why infinite. Try to understand, guys. See, what will happen? Int I equal to 0. Means what happened? This will be printed, right? This is printed. Fine. This is printed increment section. Now what happen is next time it is printed what? Body section. Body section is also printed. Now ideally here should be what? Increment, na? Increment or decrement. But there is no increment decrement. Only we are keeping sysout statement. But now what happened? The value of I will remain 0. The I value of I will remain 0 means what? Again, this increment section will be running, na? Right? And this condition will remain true. Okay. So this loop will become infinite loop. Okay. See this. Okay. What is the value of I? 0. This is printing. Now do F6. What is printing? Body section is going to print. No. Body section is done. Now increment section is going to print. Increment section printed out. Now, right. What is the value of I? Control Shift I. This will become true now. Why? Because still the value of I is 0. Now, again, body section is printing, right? Try to observe. Now what happened? Increment section. Increment section is printed, right? No increment, decrement. Again, Control Shift I. Again, it is still 0. Now, body section, right? In this complete output, if I am doing continuously, how many times initialization section is printing, guys? That my statement is true or false. Initialization section is will going to run only one time, not multiple time. Hope you are understanding, right? So whatever initialize section, it is going to print only one time. This is conditional check. This is the out logic will run, then increment or decrement. But there is no such. So sysout statement is possible in all these scenarios. Hope you are good, right? Now, next example. So we are done with initializing section. Now he will do with conditional check. Okay. Now for loop example 3, I believe, right? Main method. We can take main method. Right. What is the shortcut? FO, control space. Sometime it is giving, sometime it is not giving. No problem. I will write by my own. Can I keep this system dot out dot println? I can print here, same initialization section. Okay. Spelling mistake. Initialization section. Okay. Now semicolon. Okay. Now let me give some condition 3 and let me copy again. Increment or decrement section. Fine. Now let me give I plus plus here. Where is the error? Initialization. In type. See error. Why error? You need to initialize na. See mouse over it. It will ask create a local variable. If it is error, create a local variable. It will create. It will create. Now again save this. It will ask for initialization also. You initialize variable. Click on initialize variable. It is initialized now automatically, right? Control A, Control Shift F. This is the benefit of what? Eclipse. Okay, now what will happen, guys? What will happen, guys? Try to focus. How many times this is going to print? You know, right? Only one time. And how many times this is going to print? We will see this. Let me put debugger. Okay. So what will happen? This will be printed first time. Then what will happen? Here it will come, na? Here it will come. What is mean by I plus plus? I plus plus means something your logic. What is your logic? I plus plus means increment. What is the value of I? I will become 0 to 1 here in this line. In this line. We are doing here also, but I am trying to do here. What will happen? I will become 1. Now I will become 1 will then next is this will run. Is 1 is less than 3? Yes. 1 is less than 3. Then logic will come here. 1 will become 2. After this line, what will happen? This will be printed, right? This is the cycle of this. Initialize section. 1, 2, 3 times it is printing. 1 when I was 0, when 1 will become 1, and 1 will become 2. So 2 is less than 3, so this is printing. After this 2, 2 will become 3. After that, it will come here, na. It is become 3 is less than 3 will become false. In such situation, it will exit and this will be done. Hope you are getting, guys. Hope you are getting. Yeah. Now next example. These are very, very, very important loops. They will ask you in interview also. Okay. So practice more. Okay. Now. Okay, fine. For loop, body, etc. Fine, fine. System dot out dot println. Did I write anything in the initialize section, conditional section, or increment, decrement? No, right? But still it is running, right? See my output, it is jumping. Try to focus. This is jumping, this part is jumping, see? And this is running, right? Let me stop this. Hi. Now let me run this. See, it is continuously printing na, right? So even though you are not passing any value, it is infinite loop, right? So they are independent of each other. If you are keeping those initialization section, then condition or increment, decrement, but we are not doing all the circus, right, in API project. This is for just for your knowledge purpose, okay? In project, in real projects, we are not doing, but you should aware of this thing. Clear, all right? Now, okay. Now, next example. Main method. Now I am using for loop. Second option. Okay. Int I equal to 0. Now, this is how I can write here sysout statement. System dot out dot println. System dot out dot println. Inside for loop. Inside for loop. It should be out. Copy this, paste here. I can write outside for loop. How to format? Select all, Control Shift F. Already format, no problem. Okay. No. Later I can give true condition. Okay. Now see, guys. Oh, right. You can see this statement is not reachable, right? Why? Because this condition will be always, means what happened? There is no conditional check. If this value will become always true, means what? In such situation, this is not reachable statement. Always this will be running, right? I am intentionally making it true doesn't mean that dynamic value should be, we cannot write dynamic value, right? In such situation, the statement will be, for example, and you need to think in this way. Let's say, yeah, let's say I is less than 5. I'm not keeping any statement here, right? Let's say this condition is going to become true. Let's say intentionally. What will happen? See, it is always inside for loop, na? It is not reaching here, right? Why? Because you know the value of I will remain 0. Every time 0 is less than 5, 0 is less than 5. Means in any situation, if this condition will become keep on true, means it will not go outside the loop. Then what is the use of this statement? Okay. So this is the point you have to take care. Okay. You should know. Now what will happen? I okay. Can I make this statement false? How I can make this for statement false? Like this, I can make this statement false, na? I can make this statement false, right? 0 is less than 0, right? 0 is less than 0. Let's see. What happened? 0 is less than 0. This is a false condition. Is this statement is reachable? No. So that's why this loop is ending here and this statement is reaching. In this case, this statement is not working. Hope you are good. Okay, now next example. Which example for loop? Example 6 or 5. 5 already done. 6. Main method is there. Now for loop. Actually, you should do this kind of thing. Int I equal to 0. Int I equal to 0. Then I am not giving any condition here and just doing I plus plus. What will happen? System dot out dot println. Inside for loop, right? Inside for loop. How to format? Control Shift, select all, Control Shift F. Format is done. Inside for loop. What it is showing? Unreachable code. Means there is no condition we are keeping. Na? We are not keeping any condition. So in this case, what happened? This will keep on running. Na? This will keep on running. Because this condition will never become false. Once it is not becoming false means this loop won't end, right? So this is also one use case, right? The next is, let me run this. See, it is going unreachable code. Which is which line? Line number 9. Select this. This is unreachable line. Control question mark, comment this. It will be continuously running, right? Infinite loop. Because you will encounter such time sometime infinite loop is there, so you should think in that way, which is the best, where is the mistake. Okay, now can I take int x equal to 10 and int y equal to 20? Int x equal to 10 and int y equal to 20, and can I use that variable here? Let's say int, can I use this condition here now? What is the condition? X is less than y, right? X is less than y. And can I comment this now? Run. Continuously, same case, because this is not going to become false. So this loop is continuing. Everything is fine, but loop is doing infinite time, right? Because it is continuously executing. So this is completely depend on this. Now, can I change the symbol? Can I change the symbol? Yes. Let me change the symbol. So this time what will happen? Bill is going to print? No. Because x is greater than y? No. So this condition will become false. What will happen? See, run as Java application. Run as Java application. Inside for loop. Inside for loop. So what happened? This statement initialize. After this statement is ran, in this statement, even though I will become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it doesn't matter. It is going to check x and y value. What is the value of x? 10. What is the value of y? 20. Is it true or false? False. If it is false, okay, so it is not, oh my God, sorry guys. Did not write, it should be outside. No. That is what I was also get confused. Both side inside. So now see, right? What happened? This condition is always false, na? It is not going inside here. So that's why this is outside. So this statement is not. So whenever this will become false in those scenario, it is not going inside, na? Right? Hope you are good. Hope you are good, guys. Okay, now next. Save this. Can I use final keyword here? For all statement, we have used final keyword, na? Can I use final keyword? Can I write like this? Final, final, final. See what will happen? Now it is showing error, right? Because what happened when we make this, use this word, compiler come to know what is the value of x, what is the value of y. When we are not using final, compiler don't know what is the value of x and y. The value of x and y will become at runtime when we run the program. When we will run the program. But when you use final keyword, we have seen for do, while, everywhere we have seen this final, right? Now, if I am using final, what will happen? Final will make this variable fixed. X will always be 10, y always will be 10, 20. So now at this time when we are using final keyword, so always x and y value will be fixed now, 10 and 20. So compiler know what is x and what is y now. So x is greater than 20, 10 is greater than 20. No. Compiler, that's why immediately showing you, boss, this statement is not reachable. Okay, remove this. See, remove including condition. That is what. So this key, this is the final case. So you should know when to use final keyword. Okay, what is the purpose of final keyword? When you don't want anyone to change the value. For example, your mobile India, what is the mobile code of India? +91. In any application, whenever you are using +91 for India mobile code, so you want to change, someone want to change? No, na. So what in such scenario when you are using the variable India code +91, you can make use of final keyword. It should not change in such scenario. Hope you are good, guys. Hope you are good. So today we have seen a lot of example on for loop. Let me give a brief introduction about advanced for loop, and we will see the program now. Now, now, now. Now, what is advanced for loop? For each loop. Yeah, I can use this for each loop. Okay, we can use for each loop. Okay, this is also called enhanced for loop. This is also called enhanced for loop. Enhanced for loop. Enhanced for loop. It is introduced in which version? It is introduced in 1.5 version. Okay, it is introduced in 1.5 version. Okay, and what is the syntax for each loop? For each loop syntax is like simple. For this is the body. Okay, this is the body, and whatever the type of array or collection, this is used for only array and collection, guys. Huh? So for example, let me take one array for your sake of convenience. Let's say this is an array, int of array. What is the dimension? Single dimension. Can I take x? Yes, I can take x. What is the value I can pass? Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is the value. Means this is an array and it is of single dimensional. And the type is variable is x. And what is this type? Int. Now I want to iterate this. How I can iterate? Using advanced for loop. Whatever the type is here, use this type here. Paste here. Take any variable. What is the variable of array? X. Keep this here. X. Hope we are good. What will happen here is try to understand. Try to understand, guys. Now, so what will happen? All this value will be as holded by which variable? X. So what will happen? This x will come here one by one. First this one will come, and whatever you are writing sys out statement of y, right? Sys out statement of y. Okay. So what will happen? First one will come here. Then this is printed. Then what happened? Two will come here. Two will come here. Then two will come to here. Then this will be printed. Then next value is 3. 3 will come here. Then third time it is printed. So this is used for what? Arrays or collections. Okay, we will see in detail, guys. Okay, on this. Okay, I am stopping my screen share. I am stopping my recording. We will see in detail tomorrow. Okay, 1 second.